The Shadowgrapher update is finally here, along with a brand new Warframe, weapons, game modes, resource, vendor, and mod cosmetics. In this video, we're going to be going over what's new and how to navigate the Follie experience. First up, we got Follie, our 64th Warframe. She's an inkblots and painter themed Warframe with a sad clown aesthetic. Follie's abilities, you guessed it, are paint and ink themed. Starting off with her passive, Inkblot. Follie's abilities coat enemies in ink that slows their movement up to 50% for a few seconds. Afflicted enemies have a 20% chance to drop health and energy orbs. Her first ability, Force Perspective, allows Follie to drop through an inky frame and emerge invulnerable at the aimed location in a splash of ink that inflicts Inkblot, her passive, on nearby enemies. Her second ability, and probably what's most going to be used, is Shadowgraph. This brings Shadowgraphs from Follie's sketchbook to life as items that can be used for tactical advantage. To use this ability, you hold the ability down to open the Shadowgraph wheel and release the button to cast the selected Shadowgraph. Once a Shadowgraph has been selected, it can be recast by simply tapping the ability. Shadowgraphs and the ability to customize them in the sketchbook unlock progressively. So as you rank up Follie, at rank 30, all Shadowgraphs are unlocked. For the third ability, Self-Portrait. This allows you to draw an ink effigy to absorb damage dealt to Follie and her allies. Below the effigy, a pool of ink will spread Inkblot. Kill enemies inside this pool to grow Follie's effigy and its ink puddle. Self-Portrait is also Follie's helmet ability. Alter damage reduction cap at 75% and Inkblot will not be applied on enemies. Her fourth ability, Plain Air, allows you to tie nearby enemies to floating balloons that douse them with Inkblot. If you pop the balloons, you'll send them crashing down to the ground, splashing ink on nearby enemies. Plain Air is Follie's Railjack ability. Along with Follie came her signature weapon, the beam rifle, the Enkaus. The Enkaus will instantly kill and dissolve inked enemies that are damaged at low health. Shooting inked enemies siphons ink back into the Enkaus, allowing for a constant flow of creative destruction. It also comes with a unique trait. An alternate fire sprays ink that will stain enemies. Shooting stained enemies with the Enkaus draws ink back into the weapon to reload and dissolves enemies when their health drops below 35%. When the Enkaus is wielded by Follie, foes are also inflicted with Inkblot. Now, how do we acquire Follie and her new weapon? Enter the Vesper Relay. Upon completion of the Chains of Harrow quest, a new mission node will appear on Venus. It's going to be hard to miss, it'll be flashing blue. In this new game mode, you'll be seeking out paint to complete various Shadowgraphs or canvases, and in doing so, you will become hunted by Follie as you progress through the mission. The goal is to complete 3 Shadowgraphs in order to extract safely with rewards. Here's how. Step 1. Find the Shadowgraphs. Upon arriving at the Vesper Relay, there will be a portal that takes you inside the mission itself. Find 3 Shadowgraphs scattered throughout the map, which will be marked A, B, and C once found. The relay has 2 floors with elevators located in the main entrance of the mission. From my vast 24 hours of experience, Shadowgraph C is always on the first level, while A and B are on the top floor. Step 2. After finding the Shadowgraph, you need to find paint to deliver to the Shadowgraph. They have a distinct chime and will be marked on your map with a special icon when entering their vicinity. They can usually be found in these golden tub looking things. Approaching a pool will force you into your operator or drifter and cover you in paint so that you can deliver it to a Shadowgraph. However, while you're in Da Vinci mode, you can't use Void Sling or Transference. Killing enemies also has a chance to spawn a yellow trailing waypoint, which will lead you to more pools of paint. Step 3. Deliver the paint. Be prepared to dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge hordes of ink-covered enemies and escape from Follie as you attempt to deliver the paint to the Shadowgraphs. Getting downed while carrying paint will clear it from you, so stay frosty, clear dangerous ink hazards, and avoid Follie at all costs. Standing near a Shadowgraph will automatically draw the paint off of you and onto the canvas. The amount of paint required to complete a Shadowgraph increases based on how many players are in the squad. If you're flying solo, it takes 2 paint deliveries, and a full squad takes 6. Delivering the first pool of paint to a Shadowgraph will awaken Follie, an invincible foe who stalks you as you work towards your escape. An aura will emanate around her, dealing damage and sapping energy from anyone who stands near her. She can also cast her abilities and spawn Shadowgraphs, including Death Orbs. She has a meter to the left of your screen, the Follometer. No, That's not what it's called, but it doesn't have a name, so yeah. The meter fills up the more paint is delivered, and Follie and enemies will become more aggressive in their hunt for you and your squad. Now, step 4, rinse and repeat. Progress to completing the remaining Shadowgraphs. Complete all 3 and extraction is automatic. Now let's talk rewards. Upon completion of the mission in normal path, you'll get 5 Atramentum, the new resource, as well as a chance for Follies and the Enkaus main and component blueprints, a faction syndicate medallion, a credit cache, or some endo. Steel path version will reward 10 Atramentum, 1 steel essence, a chance for Follies and the Enkaus main and component blueprints, upgraded faction syndicate medallions, a credit cache, or some endo. Let's talk about how we acquire the new resource and how to use it. Atramentum. Atramentum can be acquired by completing Follies hunt missions, popping Atramentum balloons found within Follies hunt missions, and it can also drop by killing enemies during Follies hunt mission. But how do we use Atramentum? That's where the new vendor comes in, Aspirant Zorba. After completing the Chains of Harrow quest, a new person of interest will appear when you visit a relay. Unable to read the ancient Hexis script, Aspirant Zorba holds on to the letters left to him by Master Kozai. He believes that the Atramentum collected from within Follies Shadowgraph missions will allow him to read those letters and finally understand the ancient script. Finding Zorba is pretty simple. In any relay, head over to the Arbiters of Hexis and he'll be just outside. Hard to miss as he's got a Shadowgraph canvas with him. Now, what you really want to know, what is Zorba selling? Well, along with Follies and the Enkaus main and component blueprints, he's got the Follie Prex, 3 Soma Cord items, Drip, Stained Vespers, and Dreadnought, the Haunted Vesper Relay Captura Scene, 6000 Kuva, the new Tenokai mod Truth's Flame, and Chromatic Atramentum, which we'll explain here in a moment. He will also offer some lore in the form of Kozai's letters. As you continue to collect Atramentum, Master Kozai's letter will become clearer to Zorba, allowing him to read the letters. There are a total of 5 letters and you need to collect 1200 Atramentum to unlock them all. Back to Chromatic Atramentum. With the help of Zorba, we can now use 360 Atramentum to purchase 1 Chromatic Atramentum. This allows you to now add some cosmetic flair to your mods. They take normal mods and turn them into holographic-like mods called Atragraphs. Not all mods are available at this time. The following mods and their variants can become Atragraphs. We've got Vitality, Fury, Organ Shatter, Target Cracker, Serration, Hell's Chamber, Hellfire, Barrel Diffusion, Animal Instinct, and Streamline. Creating an Atragraph mod with Chromatic Atramentum will only change the mods selected, not all mods of that type. Atragraphs can also be traded, and there's a new Atragraph sorting category that's been added to the mod management screen so you can track your collection. Let's wrap it up with the secret game mode. Although not part of the Follie experience, this is pretty cool to know. The Guilty. The Guilty is a hard mode boss rush of the bosses of the Parita Rebellion. And according to DE, the way you unlock this is... This information has been all but lost to the tomes of time. You'll have to figure out how to unlock this one all by yourself. But you know the Tenno. Within about an hour, somebody figured it out. It is unlocked by finishing the old piece, then visiting Lotus in the Dark Refractory located in the Sanctum Anatomica on Deimos. You then perform the bow or deep bow emote as Uriel in front of Lotus. Once unlocked, you can access the Guilty using the Dark Refractory by selecting the Parita Rebellion and checking the Guilty checkbox in the bottom right corner of the screen. That's going to wrap up the bigger parts of the Shadowgrapher. Let me know what you're most excited about. I'm LogetaPrime. I'll see you next time.